Well, hello people, and welcome back to part 35 of Egginburgh, our Cities Skylines 2 build. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Just enjoying the view down the Royal Mile here, and now that the wonderful Road Builder mod is available to us via the Paradox mod store, I'd like to use the mod today to totally rebuild a few arterial systems around the city. The first one we'll start off with is indeed going to be the Egginburgh Royal Mile. There's trams and buses and cars down here. Although in hindsight, it's not a massively busy car road, is it? It's really the trams, the buses and the pedestrians that make the use of the Royal Mile here. So let's start with this one. So we'll go ahead, we'll come over here just out of the way of the city so we can properly plan our roads. So we'll start with a medium road. Let's just go ahead and draw down our very basic 4-lane road and open the road builder mod. Cool. So let's first of all start by reducing our sidewalks down to the narrowest point, which is going to be 3.5 meters. We don't really need a lot of sidewalks here. Then I would like some tram tracks. I think I'm actually going to delete these public transport lanes here as well. So I want my tram track on the right, and then of course we want another one because the trams on this road are heading in both directions. So we want right-hand traffic trams here. And then we have our two roads on the left to carry cars, of course. Then like a median, I think, between our trams here. And then I'm going to bring this median up a little wider. Let's go up to 5 meters, I think, with that one. We could add grass on there as well. And trees, but I think I'd actually rather keep it plain. I'll do more custom areas if we need it like that. And then we also have buses on that road as well, don't we, on the Royal Mile. So I'm going to have a bus lane there. And then I'd also like a bus lane there as well. Of course, both heading in the same direction as the roads next door to them. And let's give this road a name as well. This is going to be a 4-lane with bus and tram. That should help us identify it. And we can see it there as well now. We now have our 4-lane road with buses and trams. Isn't this mod just incredible, everyone? Absolutely incredible. TDW deserves just so much for this. So let's start upgrading our main arterial through here. So there's going to have to be a few buildings deleted for this today, but I'm absolutely on board with destroying people's homes for the benefit of Road Builder. And we got a whole bunch of low density residential here, which to be honest can just all go away. I'm not really bothered about keeping this. Give us the chance to develop some more kind of bespoke spaces along the Royal Mile, won't it? So right here we have our roundabout, where we can also see there's probably another opportunities for Road Builder to do as a custom network here, isn't there? There's a lot of projects across the city I want to work on today. Cool, so let's go for here. Let's turn off our snap to cell length, because that's going to not have us how we want. So we can have that there. That is our brand new road. Isn't that just fabulous? Was there tram stops here? There was tram stops here. So let's delete them first of all. And then we'll place in some new ones. So we'll have, let's see, let's place it right in the middle of the road. One there and one there. Then our tram lines here. What is this? Is there multiple tram lines coming down here? I guess they probably will, because I actually need to remind myself of just how many tram lines we have here. So this blue line here is the West Whiskey to Central Whiskey to Bourbon line. So that's the one we want stopping here. So let's come in. Grab that, we'll remove those waypoints, and then we'll grab blue line here to stop there, and then blue line should also stop here as well. And hopefully now we'll start to see people congregate around the new tram stop. Are you going to stop? No, not just yet. Maybe you're a little too long on your route to stop just there. Cool. And then, so we're the next segment. Everyone seems pretty happy with that. And isn't that just incredible? Just custom networks on the fly for exactly how you want them to be. Loads of people walking down this median now as well. I think it's a good idea. We didn't do the grass and trees there, isn't it? But if we want to actually add that onto a later segment, can we do it here? We can. So where there's a stop, we obviously don't want people kind of, you know, having to duck around trees, but where there isn't a stop, we can absolutely do more custom detail like that. Goodness gracious, everyone. I'm so happy. Like, who knew this was going to be possible? I know CS1 had a road builder. Not something I really played a lot with, but holy smokes, is this cool. This is amazing. Absolutely incredible. So super happy with this, right? I even like how the bus splits off here as well back onto the other networks. And ready to meet the one-directional roads on the highway here. You boys alright? You okay? Has there been a crash over there, I wonder? Are you okay? What's going on there? Oh my word. Oh my word, there has been a crash. Holy crap. So this is why we need that safety median, right? He's actually just knocked loads of people over. What on earth has happened to her? Goodness. I think that's what's happened to her, isn't it? Just got flattened by a tram. Move out of the way, tram. Want to see if that person's still there. Oh no, she got picked up. Horrendous injury. So, that safety median is quite clearly needed, isn't it? So it's a good job we're doing this today. Cool, so let's rip out a whole bunch of our park infrastructure here. Fabulous, so now we can upgrade a few more segments of it. Want to remove any roads where we can as well. Cool, and then we can keep this going up again. We can see where we're going to delete some houses there. But I'm happy for them to go. It's okay. So already this is just looking like a much more impressive road, isn't it? I'm really happy with it. Cool. So let's just time lapse up the rest of this thing now. We are going to have to remove a thing. Actually, this is a good point to talk about this. So I noticed recently with the city adjusting to economy 2.0, a ton of Edinburgh's commercial has abandoned. So I'm guessing pre-economy 2.0, we just had way too much commercial. It's all been overzoned. Over here as well, all this commercial, it's all empty. So I think what we will do as we go around the city today is to rezone in some office, because we seem to have quite high office demand. So we will remove that dead commercial to fill it with new office space as the city goes around today, because there's been no commercial demand essentially since economy 2.0. So hopefully having less commercial space to fulfill will also take some of the strain off of our production chain as well, because it's not trying to stock so much commercial. So something to bear in mind today. So as we lose things like all these mixed use buildings up here, like, yeah, people are living in them, but the bottom shops are all empty. So we probably just need to adjust what zone-ins are exactly along this road and across the rest of the city today as well. So let's get this zoned up all the way through to the top. We're probably going to have to remove, well then again, I guess we could probably move it to do this kind of stuff anyway, just to shift that scale back a little bit, but we will get this whole road upgraded. Cool. So we haven't lost a ton of infrastructure, maybe just some buildings we had along here, but they'll all be easily replaced. Let's come back through now and add in our tram stops. So we've got one just down the roundabout here, that's okay. Let's do it every 2 or so blocks. So we'll have another one there, a couple more up there, and then it stops again on the main road, so it probably doesn't need to stop again there either. And then we'll also do our bus stops here as well. So buses are coming in multiple different directions here. So it's quite confusing. Yeah, because it disappears into the town centre bus plaza over here, doesn't it? It's been a long time since we set up these public transport lines. So there's some stops here. We'll have them go there. Just needs one stop along the inside there before it heads off. And then it looks like we had 2 more stops down here as well. And again, we can run that instance where we have a section of road with no stops on it. We can decorate that again over there. So now we can see our buses and our trams stopping alongside each other. Just so cool, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. So we did remove some services from down here. I'm pretty sure we had the tiny medical clinic. Let's add this back onto our road here. And I'm pretty sure we also removed some post facilities. We had definitely a larger post office. I would like to turn anarchy off here just to make sure we don't destroy anything. Let's remove some roads there as well. Post office back in action there, I think. And then where we do have some mixed use zoning, that will eventually regrow up. Like at the minute, it's all industrial demand for Egginburgh. Its economy productions are not in a particularly great place right now. And all these are homeless people now, right? Yeah, so we are playing with the homeless, bye-bye homeless mod here. You can configure it here so that we'll evict them after 90 in-game minutes. So it should eventually clear up all these people. But either way, that now gives the Royal Mile like a significant improvement, doesn't it? What a great and a big chungus arterial system to play with here. Loads of people waiting on the median tier to get on the tram. So wait for a tram to come through here. While we're also here as well, I definitely don't want people parking on here, so can we add the wide sidewalk to that entry road there? I don't really want people parking on that. Here we go. Should we change the colour of this tram too? It's a little bit boring, the blue, isn't it? Should we go for a nice green tram? So that looks pretty good to me. I'm pretty happy with that. Of course, we've lost a lot of buildings along here, but when they come back in, we will be able to have some back. I don't mind the row houses coming back in here, actually. But they are zoned to come back in, so as soon as we get any kind of row house demand, we should see them grow back in. Just look at this. Holy crap. This has got to be evicted people, right? Oh, wow. Holy smokes. Yeah, all homeless. Hordes of homeless. It's like that South Park episode, isn't it? Anyone's ever seen it? It's like Spare Change. It's a great episode of South Park, that one. Cool. So, the entire population of Egginburgh is currently heading toward the new Royal Mile transit stops, which is great. They will hopefully start leaving the city now. I think we also had some parks along here, didn't we? Let's just go ahead and throw down. We could probably get some of the new parks in here, actually, couldn't we? Why don't we do... We'll have our skate park on the corner. Maybe a couple of basketball courts next door to that. Small playground there too. And then maybe one of these new little cute circular parks as we come off here. And then we can just blend this into the existing area. And then we'll chuck some trees around it as well. I definitely think, like, or wish we would have given a little bit more respect to the buildings and the actual builds that line the Royal Mile, since it's such a kind of integral part to Egginburgh's design. So I'm happy to spend a little bit of time during streams and episodes to just reconfigure exactly how this main road sits. So we'll see what demands come in. But I'm very happy with that. That is definitely one road configured. We'll head along to the next one now. We do have quite significant tram infrastructure knocking around central Bourbon, which again, we could definitely spend some time just looking at how this road works. It's going to be a pretty similar configuration to what we did with the trams. So I reckon we could feed the trams off on the right with probably a very similar configuration, actually. So again, I'm just going to draw a very basic medium road to start out with. So let's just come here. And then we'll just build it here so we then have the road to use elsewhere. So trams are the priority here. Let's start with those tram tracks. I'm going to delete the public transport line first. Then I'll have my tram on the right and the left, of course, both heading in opposite directions to one another to maintain the left and right hand drive, although it would be helpful if I can get the right one. There we go. And then we'll have another median separating the trams. I want that median to be a little wider there, so let's bring that up to 5 meters. And then this one over here, we want car only for that. And there's only calls for... I'll say, do we want asymmetrical roads? We could just go for 4 lane, I suppose, couldn't we? That wouldn't be horrendous. It would work, but again, I think just to help save the width of the road a little bit, because I don't like them being too chunky, especially while we're up against very large buildings in Bourbon. We could just go for that, which is essentially the similar one that the Royal Mile uses, just without the bus lanes on it, because there are no buses here. This is all trams through this bit. Oh, look at that view there with the train. Isn't that nice? Yes, please. That's what we can also do as well. Is revisit Bourbon train station, because we have the ability now. I'm not sure if you're aware. is to customize the track so you can actually add platforms to it, which is pretty crazy. So maybe we can redesign. I don't really want to rip out a lot of it out because it's super busy and pretty cute. I like this area. But yeah, maybe we can do something with the train stations around here as well. If not build maybe a custom station over in the new town that hasn't started building yet. Where are we? Where were we? We were in the park over here, weren't we? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's come back to this one. We need to give this one another road. This is going to be 4-lane with tram median. Wonderful. That's going to give us yet another custom network. We can come back in here. We can see our 4-lane tram medium road. And then let's just upgrade this. So it's going to be a little bit wider than the current configuration, isn't it? So let's go to there, for example, and we'll switch it the other way because, of course, we don't want the trams going over. And then over here as well. Again, this park, it's not too intrusive. I think if we just delete the sub-element fence, it becomes okay. Yeah, it does. And again, let's get our trams stopping at the relevant points. Looks like there is 2 tram stops there, but a little bug seems to be not showing both of them, which is okay. Cool, and now we're seeing people take that tram and then head off further down there. I guess it's just a question of, oh, hello. There is a glitch on that line there, isn't you? You're using that to turn around somewhere. Yeah, there's almost like a double stop somewhere along the line. Where is that? You can kind of see, yeah, where the line's backing up there. There's definitely something a little weird going on there, isn't there? I feel like I've got a double stop somewhere along the line. But somewhere along this line, it's doubling up and trying to turn around, isn't it? You can see where it crisscrosses here. So you stop there, and then you stop there. Yeah, there we go. Looks like it's stopped doing the crisscross now. So as our green tram friend approaches, he doesn't stop. I'm guessing he was a little bit too late on his line to stop. That's okay, we'll wait for another one. And again, that same process can apply here where we don't have the stops. We can be a little bit more grandiose with our medians through the district there. It really opens up our arterial networks for downtown, doesn't it? And I really love having the trams separated like that. That feels like a much more appropriate tram design for a big kind of 4-lane road like that, doesn't it? God, I love this mod. It's so good. Absolutely incredible. Cool. So, oh, here we go. Here's our next tram. So he comes off the median. He's going to come in here. I'll stop and pick some people up. Quite a few dogs as well. And then away he goes. Very nice indeed. I think I'll probably take this new Chungus 4-lane road down to here, I think. We just have to be careful of the directionality of the road. There we go. And then I'm happy for it to split back across onto the asymmetrical road there as it leaves the median. I think I am, because there's traffic lights there. And then we can grass all that up with trees as well. Which is going to look fantastic, isn't it? Really opens up, although we do need to remove some trees in the road. Make sure we get rid of those. There we go. Special. So it really opens up the road as you come into kind of this big central park space in Bourbon now, doesn't it? Tram stopping outside our massive medical university. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I love that. Cool. So that's another one done. There is possible more bespoke work for the God, look at that. Is that people waiting for a tram? It is. You're not homeless, are you? No, you are just waiting. Is there enough capacity to move all that? Just about. There's 245 people on the tram, so the capacity actually doesn't really seem to matter, does it? Those extra 5 people on the roof. I'm not sure. I didn't realise Bourbon's transit networks were so busy. See again here? All the commercial, it's all gone. Like all the brands of Egginburgh have just upped and left. We can see more of that office demand coming back in as well. Lots of office demand today. Yes, but anyway, before I continue rambling, this road right here is primed for a little bit of road builder because it's only a one-way tram road, I think. So why don't we have a little look at trying to configure this road here. So I think with the roads, let's go ahead and chuck ourselves down a basic template again. We'll just have this one right next door. And then we can see what we need to do. So we do also have buses coming down here as well, do we? Buses coming up and down both sides of the road. They are as they make their way into Bourbon Transit Hub here. So that's definitely something to bear in mind. You don't have to do this drawing of the separate road, by the way. It's just how I like to kind of process what kind of actual lanes need to go on the road, if you like. So let's do a one-way tram road there. Then I'm going to do a median between that. Don't need the other lane there either with the tram road on it. So let's do it that. Oh, it's switched around now. That's okay. And we'll make that a nice wide median. And then with this one here, I think we'll make them bus-enabled roads. I wonder what it would look like if we added bus lanes in the median with the tram. Would that be absolutely horrendous? I think it would work for what I want it to do, and then we can change both of these roads down. And then again, just to help thin the road out a little bit, I'm also going to come on to those smaller medians as well. That could be the road that I want to do. So that's a 4-lane with bus and one-way tram, which is a very specific network. We won't use this one a ton, but once we have it, one-way tram, here we go. We can also get rid of a lot of this commercial here. We'll replace that with office. And then this is our new road here, so make sure we're happy with the alignment. That's going to be all right there. And then that one there as well. And then our buses do seem to be taking the bus road, which is good. And our tram also continues down that way as well. Which gives us a really cool transit road. Look at that. Like, transit totally separate from cars. Isn't that just brilliant? You can totally see how this just changes up how you plan cities. Like just having custom networks on demand like that for very specific segments of road. I want to see the tram come down here. Oh, he's not. He's going the other way. Are you okay? What tram does go down there? I feel like I've become confused by Egginburgh's very old transit networks. Are you going to turn right? I think you're going to turn right, aren't you? Yeah, you're Central Whiskey to Central, or West Whiskey to Central Whiskey, then to Bourbon, I think, aren't you? You're going to turn again as well. I'm going to change the colour of this Bourbon to Inverness line to a bright red. There we go. I feel like we also need possibly another tram depot as well. But maybe don't have enough. There's only one serving the entire city, isn't there? There is a lot of tram lines here too. There is so many people moving through this transit hub. I almost feel like there's scope here to develop a road that has tram lines, pedestrian road, and bus lanes on it. Although I do like the individual configuration here. Oh, here we go. Looks like our first tram is about to turn down. I think there's need for a pedestrian bridge as well here, isn't there? Wait, why are you going that way? What is going on there? Not sure what entirely is going on with that tram. I feel like we might need to rework the line. We'll do that today. As it comes down here, it should now start sharing the road. Yes, with the service vehicles, the buses, and the taxis. As it heads into the city. Isn't that just so cool? Properly segregated public transport like that. Totally away from any kind of car. Incredible. So cool. And then they head off onto more custom networks down there as they go into the city. Fantastic. Whilst we are here, this area is also in need of some more buildings since we lost a lot here. So let's just remove a bunch of these trees and then we'll zone up with a whole bunch of offices in this space. Cool. Keep on top of those demands as they rise and fall. But another wonderful custom road. I think I've realised the issue is because this tram line coming out of the transit hub it doesn't join this lane, so in order for the tram to actually make the turnaround, it's having to head back to the previous stop across the bridge in Whiskey, then double back on itself to actually make that turn. I have no idea why it won't connect like that. It seems like it should, but it isn't regardless, which is a little strange. I'm wondering if that needs a separate tram connection. Essentially to make it like that, which gives us a very awkward bit of road there that I'm not a huge lover of. But if it works, I guess it's fine. Yeah, there we go. Now it takes its trajectory off there. Which is better, I suppose. This whole area is very convoluted now, isn't it? Two nodes together like this doesn't seem like a massively sensible idea, but we could probably remove some of the traffic lights here to help this. This junction here doesn't need lights. This one probably does, so we'll leave them there. Yeah, and now it flows properly. Not sure what the issue was there, why that wouldn't connect, but that seems to help it regardless. Awesome. So I really like what Road Builder is doing to the city here. To finish off, I would like to take a look at some rail action here, where we do have a number of trains stopping. So we've done quite a bit of work here with props and pathways, but let's see how much of a difference the platform actually makes to custom stations like this. So let's click on our road. And then we have a platform as an individual ploppable asset within the trains. So let's put a platform on the left. Okay, that really bulks it out, doesn't it? I wonder, can we remove the shoulder? We can. That does seem to help, actually. Now, I do like the little step up there. Maybe some slight adjustments needed. Do we want to... Oh, there we go. We can actually... So we can make it a flat platform or a raised platform. I think with the whole point, really, of having the platform is to have it raised, isn't it? So I think raised is the only option there. Doesn't look like we can reduce the width, which is a little bit unfortunate. But then if we were to add another platform in here... Again, can I remove the shoulder, I wonder? Obviously there's going to be some prop glitching here, but let's just have a look at the general premise of how this is going to work. I'm guessing they're still going to cross on the line over there, aren't they? There's not a lot I can do to really avoid that, I don't think. But either way, how much of a difference does that make for a custom station? I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into Kokai, where we can do a significant amount more of this. This should be quite a lot of fun indeed. Of course, we can still do it in Egginburgh as well. There's always more demand for custom stations, isn't there? You're going to get some slight terrain junk there, I suppose, and I guess without the ability to add stairs, I guess there's not a huge amount we can do to avoid that little lip there. Now, I guess one thing we could do to help it is to grab the nodes of the track, although it looks like in my efforts to detail, there is decals all along here, which is slightly annoying. Although it looks like Move It has had an update. It now has nodes available as a selection, which is very nice indeed. So let's find the nodes along the track. This is just one segment, is it? I think it is, isn't it? So if we were to start sinking down, now just very small increments here. As long as it looks like a step up to the platform, I think that's what I'm happy with. I think that's a little more realistic, isn't it? Over this side's a bit better now as well. Yeah, you kind of get a little bit of a platform there, don't you, with the way the rail sinks down. Let's have a look at the train pull-in here. God, that's just... isn't that just so fancy? Just the ability to build custom platforms like that now. I was pretty blown away with the concept of custom platforms when we first discovered this via the wonderful infrastructurist. But now it's combined with Road Builder. The possibilities are essentially nearly endless, aren't they? They really are. Should we do the same thing again on a... I guess we should also rename this, shouldn't we? So it's coming to Road Builder, and I just want to edit this, so... Custom double train track is just double track and platform. And then let's come back into Road Builder, and then we'll also do the same here with this track as well. So it's just had platform to the left and then a platform to the right. And I think removing the shoulders is actually removing the cantilevers, isn't it? Kind of the overhead lines. But I think it's something I can deal with. And then this was just going to need to be trimming up these little pathways here now. And then I'm thinking we can run the same concept all the way down the line here too. So let's take that new one. Now we need to, again, just edit this, rename it to one-way track and platform. And then we will grab it out of our roadway builder menu. And then I guess with our friend Anarchy available, we can upgrade the rest of that entire segment. We can see where paths just want to be slightly removed now, although it's going to be easier said than done with all these layers here now, I think, isn't it? A little bit of tear in there where the texture has broken. So let's just come back into our landscaping tools, grab one of our surface tools, and just pull that back down. So instead, if we delete this pathway here, that of course murders everyone's connection, they can't get through now. But if we were to replace this with an invisible pedestrian path, that then does re-allow them access back onto those platforms, doesn't it? Okay. That's pretty mad, isn't it? That is absolutely insane. I'm a huge lover of this mod now. Easily my favourite mod for CS ever, possibly. Up there with Intersection Marking Tool and Node Controller for sure. With an insanely busy platform available now. And how much better does that look with the raised platforms? Granted, there's some work to do around here, but you know, in and amongst when we want to start building kind of new stations, we have a lot of different possibilities available to us now. I'd like to try playing with this platform. Let's have a little look here. Let's come back into our pavement pathway. We'll grab onto existing geometry with Anarchy as well. Now if we have that there, that's going to create that little weird lip, isn't it? But then if we then grab the node and bring you up a little bit, it does create a little bit of jank. Yeah. Now, there is spiral staircases in Find It, which is quite annoying, because it would have been cool just to have a singular stair. So if there is no stair prop, perhaps then in place of that, we can just use a cardboard box prop, for example. And then if we were to use Move It, just to finagle this into position, can we indeed then begin to convince ourselves that this is staircase, albeit slightly rudimentary until we get some actual stair props in the game. If we was to align it up like that, can we pretend? Let's watch someone walk up it. It's not the worst thing ever, is it? It's not the worst thing. I think it's just a case of trying to align it, isn't it? So, creativity to be had. We can create steps up to the platform. It's not something I'm totally against, I don't think. But either way, guys, I hope you have enjoyed watching the road builder in action across Egginburgh today. We rebuilt a couple of our arterial networks. I'm a huge fan of this mod. If you haven't used it, absolutely get it off Paradox Mods. It can really change the way you build out. And of course, Kokai is a much younger city than this, so it was in such an earlier stage of the build compared to something like Egginburgh, which is up to episode 35 now. So really just interested to see how this will change our network planning. You know, just on-demand custom networks is pretty insane, isn't it? I'm enormously happy with this mod. Again, huge shout out to TDW if you haven't got it. Massive shout out to all the patrons that are supporting the channel. With a special roll call to Louis Adlam and Oh Hey Casino. Let's get involved in patrons, early access, podcasts, polls, and lots more stuff over in the Patreon. If you want it, and Instant Gaming is always down below as well, should you want to help support the channel and get yourself a fantastic deal in return. Let me know if you are using Road Builder for any of your purposes, and if you have indeed managed to find a way to blend these elevated kind of chunky platforms in with the rest of the rail track here. Maybe cardboard box prop isn't the best step, but at least it's a makeshift kind of temporary solution, at least until we come across some more custom assets on CS2 regardless. Let me know what you've built with Road Builder as well. I'm really keen to see how everyone else is utilising this wonderful new mod. But either way, I'll shut up and leave it there. Let's thank you all so much indeed for watching. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.